Hey, what's up guys? It's Manda Lee and I am with you today with a Create a Sim video. Today I am doing a Create a Sim of Santa and Mrs. Claus. So with Christmas right around the corner, I have a lot of different Christmas builds that I'm doing. And when I went to create a new save game just to do all my builds in one world, I was prompted to create a new Sim family, and I hadn't originally planned on doing one. But since it brought that up, I thought, hey, wouldn't it be fun if I just went ahead and made Santa and Mrs. Claus as well? So that is what I'm doing in this video. I don't necessarily believe that I'm going to be doing like a let's play or anything with this family. If you guys really want to see it, let me know, and of course I'll do so. But as of right now, they are kind of just gonna live in one of the builds that I'm doing. I'm gonna keep it a secret which one though, and they, were just fun to create and fun to make a little cute short video out of. So like I said, we made Santa, we made Mrs. Claus, who I actually named Rebecca, and I know that kind of seems a little random, but as I went to name her, I looked it up, because I didn't want her name to just be Mrs. and then last name Claus, so I wanted her to have an actual name. I looked it up, and apparently in some places, I think it said the UK, and it said some other places as well, where they celebrate Father Christmas, they call her Rebecca. So from what I understand, Father Christmas is different from Santa, but the same inspiration and kind of the same general idea. So I thought we could use the name Rebecca, even though she's probably not exactly the same as who Mrs. Claus is. But like I said, I just wanted her to have a name, and I thought Rebecca was a pretty name and fit with the character that I was going for. So at first I toyed around a little bit with making a hot Santa. I don't know if you guys saw, there was kind of a viral meme that was going around a few years ago of this guy that was in some photo shoot. I think it was maybe in GQ or something, and I don't think he was actually supposed to be Santa, but he had white hair and a really awesome beard, and so people were saying that he was sexy Santa. And so I thought that might be fun at first, and I toyed around with that a little bit at the beginning, but I ended up making him a little bit more jolly, as far as he's a little on the heavier side than the, sexy Santa would have been per se. But he definitely is a stylish Santa, I will totally say. And he has, lots of really stylish clothing going on, and he has a nice hairdo and a really nicely groomed beard and glasses and stuff like that. I did not end up giving him a hat, mostly because I forgot, but then I was like, should I go back and do a hat? And I decided I liked this more casual look, because obviously he's not wearing his Santa suit in any of this, and they don't have a Santa suit, which is kind of disappointing that they didn't release one with the holiday stuff. So I just decided to keep it a little more casual. Maybe this is just what he would wear on your everyday. I don't picture Santa wearing his Santa suit every day of the year. That would probably get very hot and old. So this is just more of his casual wear that he would wear in day-to-day life, and I didn't think that he necessarily would do a hat. And then now I'm just doing his traits. I made him good, a glutton, and what was the last one? Was it creative? I can't even remember now. It's the one with the lollipop icon. So if you know what that is, let me know, because I totally can't remember. Anyway, so now we've moved on to Mrs. Claus, aka Rebecca. And I don't know if I just made this up, because I've talked to a few people about it and they've been like, I don't know what you're talking about. But in my brain, for some reason, Mrs. Claus is a huge baker. She bakes a ton. She's always baking for Santa, always baking back at the North Pole. So I was really inspired by that, even though maybe it is true, maybe it isn't. So she ends up with this super cute little outfit as her everyday wear. It's so cute. It has a little apron with it. This is the one. And I kind of went back and forth a little bit, but ended up going back to that one. And again, it's just a little more casual, because I know Mrs. Claus, I'm sure, has her own really fancy, pretty outfit that she wears to match Santa's suit. But this is definitely a more casual take on her look. And then I did give her those little cat flats that came with cats and dogs, because I just thought those were so fun, and I actually end up making Mrs. Claus a cat lover, and I give them a cat because I thought that was just a little bit interest and intrigue to add to it. One thing that I also was kind of thinking about as I was doing this create a sim was I thought about giving them a kid, and maybe I would make it like a young adult, and the young adult could have children of their own, or do like a few kids, maybe like teens or young adults, just because they are obviously older. But I decided that I didn't want to for the sake of like their backstory, and I thought that maybe the reason that Santa Claus loves kids so much and like wants to spread so much joy to them all during the holiday season was because him and Mrs. Claus couldn't have any kids of their own. That was kind of the storyline that I invented for them. So that made a lot of sense to me in my mind. Again, I'm not necessarily planning on playing with them, but I've mentioned in the past how I just always have to create a backstory, whether I'm doing Create a Sim, whether I'm doing a build or a Let's Play or whatever. Otherwise it just gets boring and it's just like monotonous a little bit. So that was the little backstory that I invented in my head, and I understand that like Mrs. Claus and Santa are already like really fully fleshed out characters and they probably have their own backstory already, but you know, like I said, this was a very spur of the moment video, so I didn't take the time to like really look into the whole history of Santa Claus or anything. The only thing I looked up was the name Rebecca. So if that's already like an existing storyline, or if it contradicts something that we know, forgive me and understand that, you know, this is just a for fun video and not a big deal. So here I was just toying around with maybe giving her a different hairstyle for her formal wear. I love this formal wear with her. I never use gloves, but I just thought it really worked, and like I was looking for a bracelet or something that I liked, and the gloves just ended up being the ticket for me, and it was really fun. So I decided against giving her a separate formal wear hairstyle and just kind of kept it with her cute little curly bob. And at this point is when I decided that I was going to name her Rebecca. Let me know what you guys think of that, because like I said, I was a little curious, like would people be weirded out by that? Would they like it that she has a name? And then I did make her aspiration to be Master Chef, because like I said, she's like a baker in my mind. So I went with that. Also, let me know if you guys have that perception of her too, because maybe I'm just crazy and totally making that up, but that's really something that I've always believed. So now I've moved on to making their cat, and I wanted to do like, I was kind of toying around with doing a fun colored cat, like maybe a bright green or bright red, but in the end I decided to go with a really pretty white cat. And I do end up actually doing like some stamp work on the cat's coat to look like a snowflake. So this is Fleury is the name of the cat, and I really thought that was a cute name. I was thinking like snowflake or something, and here you can see me. This is literally the first time that I ever had used the paint mode in the Create a Sim, so I know that that looks like really amateur, but I was just trying to play around with it and see what I wanted to do. And in the end, I actually found a stamp that I liked a lot more, so you can see me here erasing what I had previously done, and I used this little stamp, and I think it's like supposed to be a flower probably, but I think it looks like a snowflake, and I make it kind of like a really pretty icy blue color and kind of size it up and down, do a few different sizes of the snowflake pattern, and make it pretty transparent, because I didn't want it to be like super obvious or obnoxious. I just kind of want it to be a little more subtle, so it wouldn't be like the first thing you would notice when you saw the cat. So yeah, like I said, Mrs. Claus is a cat lover, and you know, going along kind of with my storyline of maybe them not being able to have kids, I thought maybe she would have just had cats kind of replace that void in her life. And I'm sure they've had multiple cats over the years, but Fleury is their current cat, and super cute cat that I love. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video of Santa and Mrs. Claus and Fleury, and I have gone ahead and uploaded it to the gallery for anyone who wants to download this household and maybe play it in their own games or with their own Christmas LPs. So go ahead and subscribe and give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and I hope you guys have an awesome day and a happy holidays.